Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. Right in my hands is the Recount number 3 from Scout Comics. Now, for those who have visited our site, you know that I am all about this series. I'm loving the Recount, and super excited that I have a print copy in my hand. So it's written by Jonathan Hedrick, art by Gabriel, Ibarra, Nuñez, colorist is Sunil, Ghagre, and then letter is Christian Docolomansky. So the series is about, like, there's this corrupt president who goes and he's admits his corruption, he's stepping down, all that, and winds up getting assassinated. And there's just kind of like terrorist attack, and the terrorists are all about the people who were against this president. And they decide that they're going to enact revenge against anyone who supported the president. So that's everyone from the vice president down to voters for the person. You're going to be like, how are they going to figure that out? There's ways to generally figure stuff out. They're going through social media to see posts of, like, who supports what. They go through donations, all the comic's really well thought out about how these supporters are being identified. So the story partially follows the vice president, who's now the president, who's President McDermott, and the special agent Bardo, and they kind of bolt from their undisclosed location, heading to the White House. Now the question is like, who can they trust? We don't know who is on what side, which is partially what makes the comic really, really cool. So this is partially them trying to figure out who can they trust and who can't they. But what's also really great about the story and the writer is that what the writer does is, like, he drops like small segments throughout the country showing how this, like, uprising is going on. It's not just focused on, like, the now president and the terrorists. It also shows, like, that random guy who wants to enact revenge, and it goes in directions that are really, really, really unexpected. The previous issue had a guy who winds up going to supporters of the former president and breaking into their house and holding him hostage, and we soon kills them, and his reasoning was, you supported the president did this unjust war, my kid went to the war and wound up dying, I hold you responsible for the death of my kid. And, as kind of out there and whacked as that is, it's still understandable, and it's something that I think we can understand as readers. Not necessarily agree with it, but at least understand where this person's coming from and the pain they're coming from. So we get more of that story in that individual, and it goes in a direction that's really unexpected. And what's, I think, fascinating about this issue is, up to this point, it's been very, like, there's just been two sides of this. It's you're either on the president's side or the uprising side, the masses. Now this kind of shows that there's this anger there, and there's this anger coming out from the masses. But is it, like, really support against the president and for the masses, or is it just anger and these people are taking an opportunity to unleash some of that anger and get out their sadness and their grief, and try to find a cathartic way to get past all that, and cathartic way in this case being literally killing people. There's also some scenes, there's one particular scene in here that's like double page spread that will get you to pause and just say, holy shit. It's really jacked up, it's really crazy, completely unexpected. Like, I kind of expected something to go wrong in this particular scene, but just not to this extent. The art is really, it's solid stuff. So this is the beginning of the guy I was telling you about who goes to enact revenge over his kid. We get some current stuff of the past president, we get the current president. I mean, I got my theories who's behind this uprising as well. Like, I think, and we get some of the terrorists, we get some of the current president. Like, this is some really, really cool stuff, and some fantastic, cool art. We learned about kind of like this crack commando unit that's part of the masses that's going to go in and jack stuff up. And this is a fantastic series. Like, if you want somewhat of a rip from the headlines type feel of a comic, like, this is it. Like, there's kind of a bit of the Purge vibe to it, but, like, post January 6th and, like, the where things are and were in the United States, like, the comic kind of has gotten a little frightening. It really feels like we could have crossed a line, and this is where we would have been at. And, who knows what the next few years will have. So, you know, there's always a possibility we can get a riff on this, which is going to be really messed up. It's a really interesting series. I'm loving this. Like, this is a comic I keep on saying with every review that I want a television series from this. This would be such a kick-ass television series. Like, someone needs to snatch this up. So, you know, it's just freaking awesome. Like, it's such a cool comic. I'm loving this. It's probably going to be too real and too intense for some people, which I totally get, but this is the type of comic, like, I live for. Like, you know, as problematic as it was, like, I loved 24. Like, I loved that sort of thing. You know, I love films like, kind of like Argo. This kind of is that vibe of that fantasy political action thriller. Like, it's cool stuff. I'm loving this. I can't wait to see where this goes. Yeah, just go check it out in comic shops now. We got a link beneath this video. Put it in your zip code. Tell the shops near you. I don't know if we'll have affiliate links for this, but we'll get some links as well where you can purchase your own copy. Some might be affiliate, but you know, probably not, because these are a little bit harder to get. But we'll have links where you can definitely get it. By purchasing, you do help support a site for those affiliate links, and I appreciate it. But just watching, you support a site, so thank you for that. We get our copies of Scout through the Scout box. Those are really cool. Check it out. You can get some fantastic titles every single month from Scout. We got some unboxings of that. Check out their box. And of course, our digital review copies. We appreciate that from Scout as well. So you can check out more timely reviews on our Graphic Policy, as well as the latest news from Scout and other publishers, all at graphicpolicy.com. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.